Did he not promise you that the gates of hell could not prevail, could not withstand your attack? And yet you don't attack. So that we see hell advancing on every corner. Every sin is being indulged and every sin is being enjoyed. And the things that were once holy are being disdained. And the things that are wicked are being held up to our children. You can't turn the TV on anymore without your children being indoctrinated through sin. Every vice and every sin is made to be good. Every morality, every honorable thing is disdained and looked down upon. You're narrow-minded because you don't tolerate sin. It was once called godliness. And now it's called narrow-mindedness. Why? Because men and women do not lay hold of God anymore. That's why. We do not take hold of God. We should be like David, though. When the enemy stood across the valley on one side, and the children of God stood across the valley on the other side, and the two sat there and looked at each other for days and for weeks, and nobody would make a move because the enemy was afraid they might lose the fight. The children of God did not move because they were certain they would lose the fight. And so both armies just stared at each other, within eyeshot of each other, and neither one moved. And that's where we are today. We stare at the enemy. The enemy stares back at us. They're afraid to assault us with a full-on frontal attack. We're also afraid. And suddenly a young boy of 17 years old walks on the stage. And he says to his big brothers who are captains in the army, "Aren't you all attacking them? Get out of here, Dave. Go home. Dad's calling you." And so David kept saying it to his oldest brother, his next. He had 6 brothers there on the battlefield, and he kept saying it to every one of his brothers. He kept repeating that same thing. He would say to his oldest brother, "Is there not a cause?" To his next, "Is there not a cause? Is there not a cause? Is there not a cause?" Finally, someone took him to the king, and they said, "King, this is David." And David said to the king, "Why aren't you fighting? Is there not a cause? Is there not a God that we serve? Is not his name being cast down? Should not we fight?" And the king said, "Well, if I had somebody who would be willing to go, I'd send them." David said, "I'll go. Listen, on my way here, I just happened to pick up 5 smooth stones." You notice you're wearing smooth stones today. Two things. You are the foundation of this church. But you are also a mighty weapon in the hand of God. And David walked down to meet that giant who had put everybody into fear. And David said, "You come with me with the spear and with the shield and with the helmet, but I come to you in the name of the Lord." And guess who walked off that field that day? The one who came in the name of the Lord. Is there not a cause? Can we